Now, we love nothing more on the Guide Liverpool than talking to the people that have made this city what it is, the people that have done really well, and the people that we come to admire. And you are one of them, Nisha Katona, Queen of Mowgli.
That's amazing to hear all of those things. Honestly, because it's only been 4 years, really, and I think I was just a grafter behind closed doors, behind courtroom doors up to that point. So that is amazing for you to say that. Thank you.
Did you know that you were going to get this kind of level of success? Did you plan in your head, I'm going to open restaurants all over the UK, I'm going to have 2 in Liverpool? Did you know that early on?
No, because I don't come from a background of business, and I don't come from a background of any kind of ambition. And it's a funny thing because when you don't have that, you don't have the ego or the hubris to say, I'm going to open a restaurant, I'm going to smash it, I'm going to become national. You just think, I'm just going to take one step at a time. I'll do one restaurant and see if that works. I didn't think of doing more than one, to be honest. I thought maybe at a push 2 might happen, but I took a 2-year break clause on Mowgli because I was convinced she'd fail. You know, because the majority of our food is vegetarian. Our biggest seller is a cold vegan starter. You imagine, that is not the basis of a good business model. That's what I thought. And then the queues formed. It was amazing. So
what is the basis of a good business model, in your opinion, now after doing this?
I think always be a consumer. So primarily I'm a consumer. So I eat in my own restaurants every single day. Every single day. I have a head office and I never go there because I come in and I look at this afresh as though I'm you, as though I'm a consumer. So, if there's a bulb out or something just isn't absolutely on point, I get really, I take it very personally because I'm taking your money to provide you with this food and this environment. It's got to be 100%. And I think it helps if you are greedy. I eat out all the time. I work so that I can earn enough so that I can eat out. That's my life, honestly, and have dogs. That's it. So I've got very simple tastes, and my tastes are in food. That's my big passion. So you're constantly looking at your business thinking, is this what the consumer wants? You've got to be humble, and that's where social media is so good.
Yeah, and you guys are great on social. If you're not following Mowgli ST Food on social media right now, we got some questions talking about social media. It's the first time that we've done this on the Guide Liverpool. We put this out, loads and loads of people want to speak to you and want to hear from you. Sarah on Twitter, your personal favourite dish on the Mowgli menu to eat?
It would be the temple dal. So dal is the iconic dish of an Indian home. Where you have buttered toast, every Indian home has dal and rice. And that is where you can really taste the home cook's hand. So my dal is extremely simple. It is just cumin seeds, turmeric, a bit of chilli, lemon juice and lentils. So it's completely vegan, the healthiest thing ever. And that is kind of the taste of a mother's love, honestly. So, do you know how you bake cakes in the West with your gran? We don't do that in India. What we do is we learn how to make dal and chapatis. That is what you learn in your grandmother's kitchen. So that's like having your nan's best bread and butter pudding on your own menu in a restaurant. So it's temple dal for me.
That means something to you. James on Facebook, what was it like getting a call to say that you have been awarded an MBE?
You get a letter, and the letter looks like you've been tax evading.
So you panic.
Yeah, so you panic. So you think, I just don't want to open. Oh God, what's that? What have I done? Or a speeding camera. But it's quite serious because it says on Her Majesty's Service, personal, and it says something else nasty as well. And then you open it and you read, and it's not even it's not like, Dear Nisha, we like you. It's like, whatever. You have been.
Very formal.
It's very formal, but it's not personalised. So again, it looks like a circular, Jay. I can't believe I'm saying this. But you read it and you think, okay, so this is like some kind of circular, and then you see the words MBE. And I had my husband standing near me, who is European, and I just filled up. And I said, oh my God, Sal, have you seen this? And he goes, so what's an MBE? So my family keep you humble. So then I went up to the girls were asleep in bed, and I said, oh my God, girls, look at this. They're 15 and 17, they should know better. Haven't got a clue what an MBE is. So you're you're there on your own. So I didn't tell anyone, came into work. Well, you're not allowed to tell anyone, actually. To my mum, it means the world. Yeah. Oh my God, it's the best part of all of this is that it happened while I've still got my mum, because this is like her dal getting an MBE. It's like her dal getting royal assent. It's like, because as Indians, we're constantly embarrassed by our food. We're embarrassed by the way it smells. I've just walked into Mowgli this morning and I can smell my restaurant from exchange flags. Yeah, but it makes me so angry. We are embarrassed, honestly. You're constantly, because at school,
it smells so good.
No, but in school, I was growing up in the 1970s in Scam. You just get racism all the time about the way that your food smells and being the same colour as poo. all this really, hierarchical kind of stuff, and so it still is a source of anxiety for me. So when you get Royal Assent for your services to the food industry, it's not for charity, it's not for being a barrister for 20 years, it's for services to
what you've done and what you've been passionate about from the beginning, isn't it?
Amazing. For only 4 years, it means the world. You've no idea, honestly, because you're never sure if you're really crap or not. You never are. You keep your head down on your work, because lots of people hate us. Lots of people hate us because I think as I'm out there talking about it, and I'm out there talking about ambition, and people hate you for that. People think you're cocky. People hate your food. All of those things. So this is just a really nice pat on the back. Do you know what I mean?
Well, the whole of Liverpool is proud of you as well. So congrats on that. We can't wait to see you with it. When is it?
I'm going to get a letter about the date yet, so I'm still waiting. I think they may not write to me. I think they got it wrong.
They will. They will. Lisa Simo says, "Are you ever going to open on the Wirral, and will you ever deliver?"
Delivery is something that I'm not intending to do. If I was going to deliver, it would be under my own steam as a proper Dabawala service, which is where we deliver to you a tin, a proper tiffin tin like we do in India, and we collect it at the end and wash it. That is like building a whole other business model, because then you need drivers and vans and refrigeration and tiffin tins that transport all of those things. And that means me taking my eyes off the ball of this general business of me just giving you really
fresh
good food. Fresh food, which we cook that's why it smells, because at 7 o'clock in the morning the chefs come and cook everything from fresh. So that all becomes a bit of a secondary thing if I start focusing on another limb of the business. The Wirral, I live there, I love it. It's quiet at lunchtimes is the problem. And so I constantly read the market. Wherever I go and I live there for a bit and see, what I think. And I think the Wirral is still too quiet at lunchtimes. There are certain areas like the Heswell where you might get a bit more footfall, but it doesn't feel right yet.
Okay. Maybe soon. Maybe one day in the future.
Maybe one day in the future, yeah.
And final question.
We're 8 minutes away to Liverpool. That's the point.
That's the thing. We're literally, yeah.
Why do we see them as two separate areas? It really, because I used to live on the Wirral, and so and work here. It's all one place.
It's a good point. We're trying to do more of that on the Guide Liverpool at the moment. Trying to tell people it's 5-10 minminutes away from town, which is daft that people don't realise it. Jodie says, "Who's the most famous visitor you've ever had to Mowgli?"
Do you know who? I think we get quite a few, and I don't know many famous people. Bill Nye is a big fan, to the point where he got a Mowgli t-shirt made with his name on the back. That is amazing. I love Ronnie O'Sullivan because he's a massive fan, but he's dead generous with it, so he comes in and eats, and then he'll ask the chefs to come out and he'll have photos taken. That means the world to my team, because this is essentially an Indian restaurant. That's not cool. That is not cool. So these people that come here and eat here, we get loads of Game of Thrones stars in. We get people. That's about the only TV I've really watched. So I don't know. I can't read all the big people. Alice Cooper's been in. Yeah, there's some amazing.
She's
people.
dropping these top A-list megastars, and it's just
I need photos in the window.
You do, yeah. Gino De Campo does it. I don't know why Nisha Katona can't do it.
He's got the personality.
Well, you.
If I did that, they'd hate me even more.
One last question before we finish up. This is another James on Facebook. Give us your other favourite restaurant in Liverpool, not Mowgli. Which would you direct people to?
I'm very fond of octopus. Do you know octopus?
I do.
It's a friend of mine, Chris Einson, who's a brilliant, humble, dedicated head chef. I'm so fond of him, and he has been through the city and left an enormous footprint, but his humility is such that you wouldn't know he's done that.
Okay, brilliant. Check out Octopus, check out Mowgli, Bold Street, Castle Street, Oxford, Manchester, all over the world right now. Nisha Katona, thank you so much. We're going to do a full podcast with you called Grafters. More in-depth interview. We'll give you details on that very soon. Thank you, Nisha.
Brilliant, thank you.